What's going on, everyone? I am the Kilted Cajun. Welcome back to my channel. And it would appear this lovely little article, CBR.com, has cracked the code. They've figured it out. They've opened their eyes to let everyone know, basically something that the fans of different IPs have figured out a long time ago, but maybe CBR just pulled their head out of their collective behinds and decided to write an article about it. Let's go over it here. Wheel of Time is following The Witcher in the worst ways. Now, this article is about mostly the Wheel of Time, touches on The Witcher, but it touches on a very important thing that morons like me have been talking about, and other more popular channels have been screaming from the rafters for, what, 2, 3, 4 years? Let's see what they have to say. Wheel of Time's first season came under fire for making some big changes, and it seems that it may be following The Witcher away from the books. My goodness gracious. Wheel of Time is a massive book series spanning over 14 novels. You should go read the Warhammer 40K. That's nothing. 14 novels? That's the first book. The lore of Wheel of Time runs deep, and the fans of the books are extremely dedicated to the incredible story that the wheel weaves. While the first season of Wheel of Time on Prime Video had some great moments and did win over some fans, I heard differently, it also made some huge changes away from the books. This makes it seem like the Wheel of Time may be following in the footsteps of The Witcher, which is directly away from the source material. Now, what could possibly go wrong with that? Netflix's The Witcher received a lot of love for its first season because of Henry Cavill. Not because of the writing, not because of anything else, because Henry Cavill. But much of that goodwill disappeared in the second season. Why? Because they moved away from the source material and moved Henry Cavill to be a supporting cast member in his own show. While the first season stuck relatively close to the books, the second season went completely off the rails. Yeah. Then with Henry Cavill leaving The Witcher and the rumors of creative differences swirling, Henry Cavill was causing problems on the set because he wanted to follow the source material more and more. And the showrunner didn't like that. He was a problem. It's hard to see fans having more faith in the series. No, they'll have less and less faith. More and more people will be tuning out, turning it off, and moving on to something else because you're not respecting what came before it. Wheel of Time isn't in such dire straits, but if it continues to veer heavily away from the books, it may earn the ire of fans instead of their adoration. Article goes on to talk about the Wheel of Time. Let's go in this first paragraph because it's a lovely, lovely one. While the Wheel of Time still superbly showed the One Power, Matt's descent into shadow, and even Rand uncovering his destiny, the show also made some big changes that rubbed people the wrong way. That sounds so familiar. The biggest one would be the scene in the finale where the One Power was used to raise Nynaeve from the dead. Nynaeve. I'll say Nynaeve. After she burnt herself out with the One Power. This never happened in the books. And in fact goes against the lore of the One Power. Going against the books, the lore, everything that came before it. Interesting. Even in the Age of Legends, death could not be healed. While an adaptation is allowed to take liberties with the story, this seemed to only be done for the sake of shock and spectacle. Done for the sake of shock and spectacle. What other series have done that? Scenes added to a story, characters added to a serial television show for the sake of shock and spectacle and member berries and to go ooh, I don't know. What else has done that? Let's continue. This goes on to talk about another big change with Rand and Matt. But The Witcher and the Wheel of Time need to look to their sources. Oh, I've heard that before. I've said that before. It's an interesting concept. Respect the fans, respect the lore, respect the source material. It's a lot of Hollywood actors and showrunners and producers and studios who seem to have broken away from that idea for so many, many years, time after time. And when you criticize them, oh, you're called some nasty, nasty names, some foul, putrid little names, in order to section you off and make your criticisms invalid. Attempt to make your criticisms invalid, but more and more people are waking up. People are starting to listen and pay attention and actually see what's going on. But let's see what else the article has to say. Moving away from the source is somewhat expected when it comes to an adaptation. No, it's not expected. Well, actually, in today's day and age, it is expected. You just expect Disney to move away from every single thing that makes a character from whether it's Marvel or Star Wars. They move so far away, so far off the rails, that the character becomes unrecognizable, and yet people still flock in droves to say, ooh, big, shiny spectacle. Tired of it. But The Witcher moved too far away from the books, creating entirely new storylines, creating new monsters, and almost ignoring the beloved books. Season 3 may be trying to right the ship. It will fail because people have moved too far away from it. But many fans already think it's too late, like I just said. Capitalized there, editing mistake. The Wheel of Time isn't in that bad of shape, yes, but the showrunners think they know better. They know better than the fans. Instead of giving fans what they want, they think that's a dirty phrase, a dirty word. No, you can't do that. Don't give the fans what they want. You don't know what you want. The fans don't know what you want. Blizzard said that, this idiot. You don't know what you think that's what you want, but it isn't really what you want. What you want is whatever we tell you you want. You will take it, you will eat it, and you will be a good little consumer. Sit down, don't ask questions. Just consume product and get excited for next product. And yet there's nothing to be excited for. There's nothing to be excited about, because you're taking beloved characters and driving them into the ground, changing their stories, their personalities, everything about them that the characters, the fans, the actual customers have come to love and adore. The reason why they went to the movies in the first place, the reason why people went to see Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America, because what they knew from the source material. But you broke away. The reason why The Witcher was so popular, yes, granted, it was not only because Henry Cavill was in it, but it was mainly because of the video games. Say what you want, the books became more popular. The Witcher series of novels became more popular only because of the video games that were put out. It created a buzz, and people found an interesting story thanks to CDPR. And they went and found the novels. And the author, he gained lots more residuals off the sales of those novels, and people found a newfound love for the stories, the history, the world of the Witcher series. And then Netflix takes it and puts a lovely little spectacle in their TV series to get fans in, to keep them in, to pull them in. And then all of a sudden, after you have enough people, the bait and switch happens and you change things around. It's what's been done on countless stories over and over again. You pull people in with the member berries, with the nostalgia, with the spectacle here and there, and you pull them in to get them invested, and all of a sudden you change things to suit your own needs, your own desires, your own ideologies, instead of simply following the source material. And to try and sit there and say, fans don't want the same regurgitated stories over and over on the big screen. It's like, no, that is absolutely what most fans want. They want to see the stories that they read growing up. They want to see the comic books that they read and enjoyed throughout their lives put on the big screen. They want to see their heroes that they saw on the pages, in the funny pages, as it, whatever wants to call them. They want to see that on the big screen, come to life, acted properly. Countless stories, countless beloved story arcs throughout hundreds of millions, probably by now, comic books. You had something to pull from, but instead you lied and said, we don't have anything. In the case of Star Wars, in the case of Marvel, in DC, in comic books, they just took the basic bare bones idea of the superheroes, of the characters, and said, we're going to make up our own stories and twist them here and change them there and replace them with what they want to see on the screen, whether it is an ideology or a basic self-insert, and you get garbage tier storytelling. Which is why you had 3 Star Wars movies that progressively went down in profits from almost, what, $2 billion to $1.3 to $1 billion. Yes, absolutely, those movies made money, but they made less and less with each iteration, which is why Han Solo failed miserably at the box office. Rogue One did well, Han Solo did not. They want to bring back Rey Skywalker, and if they do, and well, I guess they are, that movie is going to fail. People will not forget. No one wants to see Rey on the big screen anymore. Let's keep going with the article, shall we? I've gone off on enough of a tangent. But creating entirely new storylines, creating new monsters, and almost ignoring the beloved book. Season 3 may be trying to right the ship. It'll fail. But many fans already think it's too late. The Wheel of Time isn't in that bad of a shape, but it should acknowledge the lessons of The Witcher. The lessons The Witcher has learned. No, The Witcher did not learn anything, but I said that already. And stick closer to the source material. Here we go. The Last of Us has proven that audience want to see a close adaptation. This is the most genius thing in this entire article. The Last of Us on HBO Max. I highly recommend it, even if you don't know anything about the video game. It's a great series. It showed that if you give the fans what they want to see, they will watch. If you build it, they will come. But The Witcher, Halo, oh good lord, that was an atrocity. The Witcher and even Halo have made it clear that straying too far, editing people, is not a recipe for success. No, it's a recipe for disaster and failure. How many failures do you have to have before you realize that, hey, doing it this way is not working? Wheel of Time fans have been waiting a long time to see their beloved books brought to the screen. A TV show is the perfect home for this expansive series, but the show needs to be careful not to stray too far again. T-O-O. Too far away from the source material. Making creative decisions with character design and even set design is great, which is fine. Nobody has really a problem with that. But when you break away from the core of what makes a character, then the fans will notice and they will simply turn off their TVs. They'll go somewhere else. They'll go back and read the books. It's just that simple. I will never understand the concept, the idea that, oh, we're just going to make it our own. We're going to make it better. So you're telling me that this book series of 14 novels that has sold probably hundreds of thousands of copies, has a fan base that loves the stories, loves the world, but you're going to be able to do it better than the original author of the series that made the whole thing popular. This is narcissism, conceit, and idiocy on such an astronomical level that it cannot be quantified in any way, shape, or form. But I'm just a dirty little bigot fan who wants to complain because they put a strong female character in the main storyline. But whatever. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate you making it this far. Leave a like, leave a dislike, do all that nifty stuff. Bye.